Hello my little geese, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to teach you how to create this frozen lake and sunken campsite, and I think it's gonna look pretty good on every type of island or even any season, but I especially liked it in winter because it looked like you had a long frozen lake to maybe do ice skating on it near the campsite. And the first thing I am doing is creating my cliff, of course, for sunkening, and I'm following just my beach path and curves, and then I filled everything with around 6 tiles everywhere. I laid out my campsite just to have an idea where it is, and I decided to continue and create some shapes on my cliff. Just make sure that your cliff is wide enough to add a second row of cliffs if you want it, and then every 2 or 3 tiles I would go and add a curve so it would really have like different type of shapes. And of course I'm going in both directions, like up and down and also left to right, to add my shapes so it makes interesting cliffs. And then on the upper part I am also adding some bits of cliffs, and I did one long cliff that would not follow all along the bottom cliff, but I did one bigger cliff, and then on the other side I did smaller cliffs here and there. They were all big enough to add some trees on top of it because I think it is making stuff very natural, but then I didn't want to have huge cliffs, or I didn't know how to make it work, so I went with like smaller cliffs and all different type of shapes, which I find very natural because in nature not everything is organized as you want to. And you might wonder, like, what am I doing with the natural build on my island? If you don't know, my Christmas island is gonna be born city core, but of course I am always attracted to those natural builds, and I thought camping a natural activity that you would do in nature, of course, so that is why I allowed myself to do this. And I'm still gonna do a viewpoint from the road. I did not totally do the road during this build because honestly I think this cliff building took me 15 hours. It was a long time, so I had to cut a lot, by the way, so that your video could be not too long and interesting enough. And then once the cliffs were created, or at least that bit of cliff, because I still need to add the rest, I started doing the waterscaping, and I wanted to have some waterfalls. But if you don't know, I've done a lot of sunken waterfalls in the past, so we'll link my favorite video of them in the top right corner. But that means that I didn't want to have like too many waterfalls. What I really loved about this was this idea of having like a huge frozen lake, this idea that you could go ice skating like near the campsite or something. And I think, I'm not an expert, but I think for your lake to be frozen, if you have waterfalls, it's gonna create a movement, and then you cannot have like a frozen water that you could like ice skate, for example, on it. So I didn't want to have too much waterfalls, and then I am just filling the water. It's not the most exciting part, it's actually very repetitive. I am loving waterscaping, but not when I have to do all of those huge lakes. But what I liked here is that I did a little shape so that I could place a little kickstand to have like a bit more of campsite area. So if you want to speak practically, I think it is not realistic. Nobody could access that kickstand and would probably froze to death. But aesthetically it was very pleasing. And then I'm trying to add a small tree over there, so it makes me change my whole cliff layout, because of course the trees, they need the whole full space around them. I was there, I decided to also decorate the little area with the kickstand by adding a rug. I don't know, I am literally freezing whenever I'm watching my island in winter time, and so I was like imagining myself sleeping on that snowy floor, and I was like, oof, I at least need a blanket. I know it's not gonna save the world, but I don't know, I felt like I needed those coziness. And then I added, of course, some holly bushes and those holly leaves design patterns that are amazing, and those gloves also that are on the floor. I loved it. I even added a little teddy bear, as like maybe a kid went for camping and forget their teddy bear, which is sad story. And I was still decorating the bottom part of the lake, so I added some viewpoints. You would look into those binoculars, and then a lot of natural element, of course. And then I also added before a festive tree, which I added whenever I was building the clip. And then I decided to use that frozen ice type of design. I will reuse it maybe later for an ice skating ring and on the beaches to make them more wintry as well, but I decided it would be cute, maybe like somebody went there and tried to do a hole to fish or something, and it could also bring the water, the frozen ice type of weather, wherever I could not bring it with the game tools. Sadly, we don't see that well. And then I wanted to have a road with like some kind of fencing so people would not fall over and have like a cute viewpoint from the city. Sadly, I was really hesitant and not finding out which fence would work the best with my own road and like the bricks and everything. So I am letting you see my process here whenever I was picking the fencing. So I took like all the fences I could in my pocket and I tried to laying them down and check how good it would look like. I placed also the street lamp because I want to use them in white, and in the end I went with the white fence, but I will let you choose whatever you prefer. And then, as you can see, I decided to go and add some trees. I am mixing cedar trees and hardwood trees because they all look super cute, and it is super important to have nature. And then I went ahead and time traveled a bit to decorate in nighttime, just because I want this island to be really illuminated, and I feel like it's easier to place illumination during nighttime so you have an idea on how much light you need to be able to see something. And so the first thing I did was to decorate my campsite, and I wanted to have like some kind of picnic area, a fishing rod. I mean, I feel like we're always doing the same around the campsite, and it's a small cozy place to hang out as you would like explore your picnic time. And then I added this blanket, and I wanted to have a sofa to be able to sit, and the sofa I customized it with the same patterns as on the blanket, so I decided to switch it up with something else. And I started to introduce some flowers, and to be fair, I completely forgot about which type of flowers I would want to have on my island. Usually I lay them out before, but there I completely forgot what type of flowers I would want. So I wanted to have red flowers because this island is gonna be very white and red, and I went with the red hyacinths, which are kind of my favorite flowers, or type of flowers, or one of them at least. And then I decided to continue decorating with adding illuminated snowflakes. I already did that on my very first build on the entrance. I encourage you to, by the way, check that video out if you want to take part also in the giveaway. And if you are taking part, the second password, and you can type it in the comment to have a second chance to win a $20 Nintendo gift card. The second password is a reindeer, so you can always add it in the comment. And good luck to everybody taking part. Don't forget to first take part in that first video. And then I decided to add some illuminated reindeer everywhere. I just showed to you, but honestly I'm just placing them everywhere on the cliffs all around because they are super cute. It looks like there are reindeers on the island, but they are also luminous in the nighttime, so it adds on that light effect that I really wanted to have. And then I'm gonna show you how I decorated that part of the build, but honestly it's kind of the same everywhere, and I think it is the side of the cliff I decorated the most. And the only thing I regret is that you don't see as much as I wanted to be able to see from the viewpoint, and that is like a big rookie mistake I did. So I encourage you, whenever you are building a huge viewpoint, you have to go back to your point of view a lot. And then as you can see, I used the glowing moss stool as a little snowball. I found that super cute. I don't know if it is working or if I should go and change to another type, like maybe a volleyball or something. But I wanted to use the glowing moss stool, especially because I also found a design pattern that works with your vaulting pole and a glowing moss boulder. And then it looks like there is a shovel shoveling that huge pile of snow. And then I was like, okay, if the boulder is working, then the stool should work as a little snowball. I think it's very beautiful from afar, and I'm just concerned a tad bit that it has some greenish colors and I could not find a perfect white. And then I am decorating the top part of the cliff, as you can see, with adding some more bushes and all the same strategy. And that's basically what I applied and repeated on all the other cliffs to make the same kind of vibe and natural energy. And I also took advantage of adding some more big festive trees and illuminated trees, so it could also add on the foresty vibe while being illuminated and all festive. And here is the final result that you can see. I hope you liked it. And if you do, don't forget to put a thumbs up to this video and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you soon. Bye.